Well, it's an exciting time to be a Destiny 2 fan. We're only a few weeks away from a brand new expansion where we get a new destination, a new campaign, a new raid, and a whole bunch of quality of life changes. Destiny 2 seems to be doing well, but the environment around it, is having a very rough time with live service games getting shut down left, right, and centre. Today, I want to have a look at the live service landscape and check out, what's been shut down and try to answer the question: do Destiny 2 fans need to worry? Well, it's been a rough few weeks for live service games in the industry, with games getting shut down nearly every week since the beginning of 2023. So EA announced the shutdown of Apex and Battlefield Mobile. Rumbleverse, Knockout City, and Crossfire X have all been sunset for good. Now, Rumbleverse was the brawler/wrestling battle royale, where you battle other players with your fists rather than guns. So Deej, former community manager for Bungie, went to work with the Rumbleverse team. I think that's Iron Galaxy, so that one hits particularly close to home. Knockout City was the dodgeball online multiplayer game, and that one seemingly got off to a great start, only to be shut down a few months later, although good news for that one, you can still play it offline. Rumbleverse, Apex, and Battlefield Mobile didn't even manage to last a year, whereas Knockout City was closing in on nearly 2 years. But it goes to show that there's major competition out there at the minute. It's not easy to keep these live service games up and running. The big hitters in that space are Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone, Apex Legends, and Genshin Impact, and also, I guess, Final Fantasy XIV. And getting players to convert to your game when they've got entrenched habits with other long-term live service games, well, that is a tough business. That isn't the end of it either. So Turtle Rock Studios announced they wouldn't be making any more content for Back 4 Blood, the spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, as they decided to cut their losses and move on to their next game. So it's really tough for the new guys, and it makes it tricky to innovate in that space. So if you said to me that Rumbleverse would have been shut down not even a year after it launched, I would have laughed, given all the Epic Games money behind it. But the numbers, like reach, time spent, frequency, just must not have been there. So here's a quote from the Rumbleverse team: "When you work on a video game, you imagine the community is going to show up and play it someday. For years, we dreamed about a lively city filled with people fighting to become a champion, and we strived to create a vibrant place that celebrated the competitive spirit. Our goal was to bring back joy to online multiplayer gaming. The people who gave Rumbleverse a chance and took it on as a new hobby have validated that every day that we put into bringing our ideas to life. So we have loved watching you play, we have learned from your stories and your insights, and we've even passed around the art created to immortalise your best moments in the street." Well, it's pretty sad reading that from the Rumbleverse team, but if you can get the balance of gameplay, the story, and reasons to come back just right, well, then you can strike gold with a live service game, but it is a major risk. I imagine that one of the reasons why we see so many companies creating sequels rather than new IP, because players are much more likely to jump into something they know and love, rather than a new IP. So Elden Ring probably bucks that trend, but you're always going to have outliers and exceptions to the rule. Okay, let's bring this back to Destiny 2, and should we be worried? So back in November, Destiny 2 fans were regularly posting on Twitter Destiny 2 numbers were at record lows, and certain content creators were posting they cancelled pre-orders for Lightfall in protest at the direction the game was taking. So there is a major split in the Destiny 2 community at the minute, with PvE fans, they're probably pretty happy about the way things are going, and PvP fans, well, they are not very happy about the current state of the sandbox. And we seem so far removed now from when it was the 30th anniversary pack and that launched in winter 2021, and PvP felt like it was in the best state it had been for some time. The release of the Subclass 3.0 reworks with Void, Solar and Arc over the last 12 months definitely had a lot to do with that. So Bungie did state recently they were looking to get back to the state of that 30th anniversary sandbox. So while we did see low numbers in November, things have picked up a little bit since then with a strong Season of the Seraph. We've had a much more focused season, and competitive has been introduced into the game for PvP fans, which are the foundations of a decent competitive PvP mode. Yes, it is not perfect, and we could definitely do with more cosmetics, but at least it is a start. We need more maps, and not just maps returning from Destiny 2 or Destiny 1, but brand new maps. We've got destinations like Europa that are completely unused in the Crucible, and we're still suffering from all the PvP maps put into the Destiny content vault in the first place. Bungie have been hiring and investing in PvP map design. It doesn't really feel like they're ramping up production on the PvP side, They just appear to be focusing on the sandbox itself. Personally, I don't think we need to be worried about Destiny 2 right now. The daily player count has steadily risen once again, and we're about to go into a major expansion where we always see an influx of brand new players that will likely sustain for the coming months. Although Bungie has to do something about the aging seasonal content model, as that is wearing very, very thin, and they've promised some changes in that department, but realistically, I don't think we're going to see major changes before the final shape, which is the final chapter in the Light vs. Darkness saga. So while the Destiny 2 community does complain a lot about the game, I do think in a funny kind of way it's affectionate and the fans want the game to be better. Given it caters for so many crowds across PvP and PvE, keeping everyone happy is very, very difficult indeed, but I do think we have a lot to be thankful for and reasons to be happy. So Bungie communicates open and often with us, the Destiny 2 community, and they have major plans for armor and mods coming up in Lightfall, plus the sandbox, and we got 4 new seasons, plus a really exciting Lightfall campaign to look forward to. I remember back in the day of the Taken King in 2015, where all we had was the Taken King raid to play over and over again, and here and now we almost get weekly content drops, like exotic missions, Iron Banner, weekly story, Grandmaster Nightfalls, and loads of other stuff too. Well, I'd really love to hear what you think about the current state of live service games and Destiny 2, and let me know if you're worried. Well, that is it for now for the State of Life service games, and particularly with a lens on Destiny 2. Well, as always, thank you so much for watching, and for more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again, see you soon.
Salvation is suffering. Xivu Arath has only tightened her claws around Europa since we began our mission.
The Elixir movement to House Light in the city has increased sharply. They appear to recognize